Hey guys, in today's video, it's just kind of a bunch of different trips I took during the summer, and some of the photos, good or bad, that I captured along the way. It's nothing too serious. So the first trip is where we took our puppy Lilo to the beach for the first time. We got her in the beginning of the year, and so she was finally vaccinated, kind of old enough to kind of go out to the beach. And so we took her there, played around, and had a great time, and these are some of the photos I was able to take. Coming up, probably some of my more favorite ones. There's a bunch of horse rental places where you can ride horses on the beach. But I guess you have to pick up the horse poop. And so a bunch of the owners will like drive around the beach with like shovels in their car, picking it up. And it's just kind of a cool little scene with like the Pathfinder and then like the bright red bucket. So yeah, that was cool. So during this trip, I brought with me the Fuji XF50 to 140. I bought it during the summer after renting it for a little bit, and it's been an amazing lens so far. It's definitely has a bigger focal length than I'm used to, but having that versatility is definitely fun in some aspects. And I'll definitely be coming with a video for it, a little review, or just my little thoughts and opinions on it later after I get some more time shooting with it. But yeah, first thoughts, I really enjoy it for having a bigger lens.
You don't need anyone. You don't need anybody else. You're onto something, and you do it so well.
We also went to the state fair a handful of times. We kept getting free tickets from like coworkers and friends and family, and so we went like 3 or 4 nights, I think. And my photography in the beginning of the night, like one or two nights, was really bad. As an example of this photo right here, I just didn't feel like I could settle down and kind of focus without people staring and me just feeling weird about doing it. And I think that's just a personal thing. I need to try to grow up, and not grow up, but like get the confidence of just doing what I love and just not caring what people think or why people are staring. Because most people aren't looking, they don't care, they're living their own lives. But it's just sometimes I have a hard time pulling out the camera and just being able to stand still and kind of get the settings and get the composition and lighting right how I want it to. Like these photos show, I was just kind of walking and trying to like hopefully like holding it still and taking a photo that way, which isn't the best way of going about taking a photo, especially more street photography. Here's some more photos of me just not being not confident enough just to stand in a place and kind of just adjust the settings or just slow down a little bit more. It's definitely I'm walking past something and just kind of bursting a couple photos while I walk because I like what I'm seeing. I just don't have the, I want to say it again, confidence just to stop and just kind of frame it correctly. And I do want to highlight these unideal photos of just keeping myself honest, and that not all the photos I take are going to be good, and that's okay because we're always learning. And yeah, it helps me just develop my skills a little bit better if I showcase them. These next couple of photos I think are on night 2 or 3, and so it's been a couple go-arounds of going to the fair and taking photos out in public. And I can definitely see, at least in the photography itself, that I'm slowing down some and kind of just taking my time on some of these photos. I think I'm still rushing myself on the majority of them, but like this one right here, it's just nice. I could have framed it up better, but the subject is got the workers and they're working, and you have maybe a father and daughter getting some food together, and I think that's very cute. And this one, there's like families playing little arcade games, and everything's brightly lit and colorful. And so yeah, I definitely, even from night 1 to night 2 or 3, I definitely see improvement in myself, which is definitely cool to see. The majority of my photography and the mindset I have is how I take the photo is what I have. I don't try to do a lot of post-processing editing or cropping, but this is one example where I do really think that the cropped photo is probably better than what I started with. It kind of gets rid of the kind of busyness of the top and bottom and just kind of isolates it down to just a little arcade game that you see. These next two I think are pretty cool. I don't think they're the best photos, of course, but just this guy standing alone by a little food truck cart and says hot dogs above it. And then this one of I think it's a pizza place, but everything else is kind of dark, but just the illumination from the trailer lighting everything around it's kind of cool. This was the last day that we went and we decided to pay for the Lyft. We did like the round trip and I think it's honestly like 45 minutes, maybe even an hour long of like doing the whole loop. But it's definitely cool, definitely slows down. You can see how massive some of the crowds were down there. And then being in the air, you definitely get a different point of view and a perspective of taking some photos. That night, I brought with me the like X-T5 to 45, that little cheap kit lens that I got with my first camera. It was definitely more helpful having the adjustability of kind of zooming in instead of using like a 23 prime lens. And yeah, it was just kind of cool getting a new perspective on the place we've been walking around for the past 3 days. And I think some of my most favorite photos came from being in the lift. And talking about some of the favorite photos, these two are probably in the top category. I like that this one is a ride, but it definitely focuses like on these two guys getting ready to ride it. And then this one, everything's really dark, but the cotton candy machine just stands so brightly out compared to everything else. It's kind of cool. I think overall I took some decent photos and photos I can look back on fondly and I really like. But definitely I think this helped me grow my confidence more, even if it was just a course of 3 to 4 days, but just constantly going out to the same place and taking photos with so many people around helped with just, it doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it. I'm not hurting anybody and no one cares. And I think that is what it really comes down to, is that no one really cares. The last big trip that we did this summer is we went down to Crater Lake, and one of the trails that takes you down into the actual crater itself. They were closing this trail to do some construction for the next 4 years or something like that. And we wanted to hike it before they closed it for a very, very long time. It was a pretty easy hike. It's just a bunch of switchbacks on some gravel. It's a very popular hike. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I didn't take a lot of photos on the Crater Lake part of the trip, but this was probably one of my most favorite ones. Last thing we did to round off the trip is we went over to Smith Rock and hiked around there for a couple hours. It's one of my favorite places to take photographs. It's always kind of the same type of thing, but it's always trying to find something new and different compositions, even though I've hiked this place a dozen times. Since I've been using more longer telephoto lenses like the 16 to 120 and now the 50 to 140, be able to take it to places like Smith Rock and be able to capture some of these people that are rock climbing or just doing some of the more difficult trails has always been kind of fun. So here's my attempt at doing more bird photography, and I completely missed the mark. Not blurry, not in focus, but it was definitely fun to try. There was a bunch of geeses flying around and cruising, and I tried my best. I think I got, I don't know. It's not my thing to general, but I just love trying it here and there when I have the opportunity to. But yeah, I probably stood here taking photos for like 15 minutes, and these are like the decent ones I got out of it. So those are some of the photos I took on some of the little trips I did during the summer. This video is definitely late on when I was wanting to publish it. Had some stuff come up, but I still wanted to post it. I didn't do as much commentary as I normally do, like on the photos, just to, I don't know, I just want to try something different, basically. If you guys have any ideas, comments, concerns, or anything you think you can improve on, or any tips and tricks, I'd love to hear it down in the comments. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much.